Hello there, Senor Mariposa. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you, Joe.
And it's time yet again for another episode of How to Be Jewish in 30 Seconds. And this chapter is entitled, somewhat mysteriously, Embrace, Not Practice. That was your suggested title for this. And what is it that we should embrace, not practice?
Embrace Judaism in 30 seconds. Embrace what you choose to do. Looking back on our episodes, embrace a Sabbath meal. Embrace blessing the children. Any of our episodes, embrace what you're doing and don't focus on how to do it. Don't focus on the rules. Don't focus on, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Because we're not dealing with a technical repairing an automobile, surgeries. We're not doing something that requires a step-by-step precision that if you don't do each step exactly, you won't get the result you want. And that's really hard for us as human beings to deal with. We really would like step-by-step directions that guarantee the outcome, or we know we'll get the outcome by following these directions, building a model. When I was a kid, that was all the rage. Remember, were the plastic models you would build. And if you didn't do them in the order and properly, you couldn't do it because you couldn't get inside after you put the outside together. So it required being very exact with 1, 2, 3, each of the steps. Too often, Joe, we think of Judaism as merely practicing following the steps. And that's the message. That's what we're talking about this morning, is you could certainly do that. However, you're going to miss the goal and you're going to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. You're going to worry about, did I do it correctly? Wait a minute, am I supposed to use my left hand or my right hand? Do I have to stand straight or do I bend down? Or when I say this prayer, do I turn that way or this way? In doing that, we're not focusing on, we're not embracing, we're not into the moment. And that's what is important. Remember we talked about radical amazement? That's a perfect example of doing, of into the moment, of embracing. You're not worried about how close you get to the object or, oh, I missed something along the way. You become amazed by what you see. You embrace everything. And that's the message we want to get across with this episode, is we want to embrace each of the things that we choose to do Jewishly and put aside the naysayers, put aside the voices out there that would correct us, the voices out there that would tell us, no, it's not that way, but it's this way. Each of us has a spiritual path, Joe, and we have to find what works for us. And therein lies one of the reasons many of us turn away from Judaism, because there are too many people out there who want to promote their way rather than saying, embrace the commandments, embrace the ritual, and you're not going to practice being picayune. Because when God said, love your neighbor as yourself, he didn't go into what lawnmower to buy or what kind of a shed you need. He didn't go into any details, and for good reason, because God understood that he wanted you to embrace the idea of loving your neighbor as yourself. Embrace the idea of doing unto others, or don't do unto others what you find distasteful to yourself. We need to embrace Judaism, and then we'll become one with it, we'll become part of it, and we'll like to do it, and it'll be fun, and we will do lots of things.
Well, one thing I embrace with gusto and enthusiasm is your wisdom, Rabbi, and I look forward to many more years of it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Joe, and let's just park away. We're going to embrace our Judaism and not be concerned with the exact practice.